Hi everyone. I hope you're doing well in between these eclipses. Eclipse season. Wow, the energy can get quite intense. At least I'm feeling it. But it's all good. The warrior in the shadow. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. It's a little bit of a time to, fight through that shadow energy, both of your own and as well as the collective. And I guess fight through is really not what you should be doing. It's kind of working with the shadow to heal, Yeah. Okay. But anyways, we're going to do a reading here on how to tune into a higher frequency. I feel like that could be helpful for many during this time. If you feel like it's been a trying time, or maybe you want to come back to this reading when you do feel like you're having a difficult time. And we're going to find out how you can connect to a higher frequency, tune in, to help you heal, to help you stabilize, to help you find peace, love, and light in your current moment of your journey. Okay, so let's use these cards. We need 6 cards, and then we'll also use the Rider-Waite. 6 cards here, Spirit. My battery is really low. I hope that this message gets out, but what's meant to be is meant to be. I got the Mother and the Father. Ooh, Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine coming out here. I also see there's the Sun and the Moon, which is the eclipses, of course. The Warrior again, and the Pilgrim at the bottom. Okay, let's see what's going on here. So how can you tune into a higher frequency, but sure, turn into it too. We have the Cave. Yeah, going in your cave. You see the little eyes here? Facing the shadow. Now, there is a shadow card in this deck, and it didn't come out. So I don't feel like it's necessarily... it might not be something like looking at past traumas, although if you feel guided to do that, of course, go ahead. But this feels more like taking a moment for reflection and pause, taking some time out for yourself to feel whatever it is you need to feel. I'm seeing someone like lighting a candle and just kind of like, just kind of reflecting on things in bed. I don't know. This is the vision I'm seeing here. Maybe you're doing that right now. Like, get a cup of tea, sit in bed, light a candle, relax, listen to some chill music, and let your mind go wherever it needs to go, even to some of those more difficult spaces. It's like creating a cave around you, of safety in wherever it is that you feel safe. I'm hearing in your mind, so that you can find some hidden wisdom in there. It's like a very Taurus kind of vibe of like making yourself cozy and comfortable, only to allow for the Scorpio aspect to come in. And I'm talking Taurus and Scorpio because of the eclipses right now, as well as the nodes, okay, which are obviously connected to the moon. So let's see here. Spirit, what else? 10 of Wands in reverse, right? For how you can tune into a higher frequency. I'm hearing spa day, but it feels more like not on a literal sense. It feels more like allow yourself to take a moment, to take an evening, to take some time, whatever you have, to really release. Where in your body do you hold tension? When somebody asks me that, it's like immediately I'm aware that I'm like holding tension in my shoulders, or I'm holding it in my face or my jaw. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even realize that until you said that. So ask yourself, where are you holding tension in your body? And what do you think that's all about? And allow like your body to just like kind of like liquefy into the energetic atmosphere, get cool with it. Get a little trippy, psychedelic with it. You know what I mean, right? But yeah, okay. How can you open yourself up for a greater capacity of light? We have the Father here. What's this about, Spirit? Make sure you're getting some sunlight. Maybe take a road trip or some kind of trip as well. Visit somebody at their home who you haven't seen for a while that you want to see. I also feel like this is like real practical advice here. It's like building something maybe outside or in your house, building something with wood or painting something with wood. It's like that connection to earth here I'm feeling. Yeah. Feels very Capricornian as well. Like to build something, you know, when we build something in whatever way, or maybe it's like we sow something, we do something that has a purpose, you know, subconsciously it validates our ability to take care of ourselves and to be useful in the world. So building things can be a real healing thing to do. Even if it's just like, I don't know, you're hanging a shelf, or you're building, I don't know, you're building a box for your tarot cards, whatever it is, your ability to actually do something like that subconsciously gives you confidence in your ability to work with your environment. Even sewing a hole in a shirt, and you know, thank you, Amy, for your donation. And Amy donated, and I already talked to her, but she put in the donation, maybe to, you know, a donation to mend that hole in your Foo Fighters shirt I was wearing in one of the readings. So yeah, even doing that little thing, that stitch, you know, a stitch in time, it gives you the confidence on some, you know, subconscious level. Some of you could help other people, you know, make a donation, like a clothing donation, or help someone in need here. And you might have to put some effort into that, you know, it could require some travel here. But that can help open you up to a greater capacity of light. So first it's like, go in your sanctuary, in your space, focus on yourself first, you know. In order to help the collective, you have to help yourself as the individual first. I think this is a mistake I see quite a bit actually today, and particularly in some of the circles that I operate in. And that's that there's a lot of focus on collective healing and like, you know, collective rights and all of this. And that's good, but you cannot help the collective unless you've helped yourself as an individual first, right? Otherwise, you're going to get swept up in groupthink or other people's values and goals. You have to know who you are first and where you stand. You have to work on yourself first before you can help the collective. And I mean this psychologically, right? Yeah, I don't mean like monetarily, although you do have to make sure you are safe and sound and you have everything you need to survive before you can help, you know, someone else survive. This is just the basics of life here. But when we take it like politically or spiritually or even romantically, we have to put ourselves first here so that we're strong enough. So that's what you do first, and then you go out and you offer your strength and wisdom to the world. Okay. How do you perceive higher dimensional energy? The shapeshifter. Ooh, that's interesting. I like this. This is like you can perceive higher dimensional energy, spirit, in different things, right? Like it's not just in nature, or it's not just in your meditative practice. It's like you are seeing that higher frequency of energy in many things that you come into contact with, in hopefully everything, right? Because it's everywhere. Spirit is in everything and everywhere. Nothing is still in our world. Everything has a vibration. Right? You know, like we know the basics, energy can't be destroyed, but they're, you know, these cards look still to us, but they're not. There's the atoms here are vibrating, they're moving around here. So there's energy in everything. Tell me more about this. The Queen of Cups. The different emotions that you have, and you can name them off. Maybe you want to write some of the emotions down that you feel and try to use a thesaurus for this and come up with like more accurate descriptions. Expand your vocabulary, your emotional vocabulary. Interesting. Yeah, so rather than sad, can we come up with other words? I'm hearing rose. I don't know. Other words, maybe morose, melancholy. We can come up with, there's lots of words on offer for us, maybe even in a different language if you speak a different language. But having that expanded vocabulary of our emotions allows us to tap in deeper into what it is we're actually feeling. It allows us to understand, language is so important because it helps categorize our energy into thought forms. Interesting. Okay, so what is it? Come up with different words for those basic emotions of happy, sad, mad. Can we find more nuanced terms for those feelings? Because with the shape-shifting card and the Queen of Cups, I feel like this is about looking at the different emotional frequencies you have in more nuanced ways and realizing that there are opportunities for spiritual growth within each of those emotions, even if those emotions feel negative at times. Because when we say we're frustrated, that's a lot different than angry or mad. Or when we feel slighted, that's a different feeling than saying I'm mad. It gets to a different frequency and vibration within us. It hits on a different level. This is very important. Okay. A subconscious energy that is holding you down and creating resistance to a higher frequency. Ooh, the mother. Freud, where you at? I don't know. I heard Freud, so this does feel very psychological too. Interesting. The mother. Well, in the context of this reading, I'm feeling like it's the need to mother. This is interesting because the advice to how to connect with a higher frequency is to actually do something. The father, take action, help somebody else, build something, that masculine energy. The mother being, the block, that's the helping in an emotional aspect here. It's the caretaking. It's the putting the needs of someone else before your own, which sometimes we have to do, especially if you are a mother. But really, if you are a mother, that that's not really possible anyways. Like, it's not going to work in the long term. You have to take care of yourself. Eight of Swords. So a subconscious energy that's holding you down and creating resistance is that need to take care of others, to hold their karma for them, to hold their, I'm hearing and I'm seeing the pearl, like a pearl of wisdom, their potential, to try to nurture someone else's potential for them. And I've done this before, and it's exhausting, and it's part of your own shadow too. So I've, connected to people who I perceived weren't living up to their highest potential, and I would try to help them and offer my suggestions, which probably came off as really condescending, and self-entitled. And that is something in my shadow that I was projecting onto to this relationship or situation. A need to help somebody else before helping myself. So there's something maybe in that there, trying to help other people before helping yourself, maybe giving unsolicited care or advice. And remember, this is subconscious, so this could be deeper than immediate recognition for you. Now, if it's not that, it could be someone trying to mother you, of course, somebody blocking your energy flow, trying to tell you what to do, trying to tell you who you are, where your gifts come from. Tell me more. Spiritual advice is good, but we should never take it, at some point, we have to be cautious when it becomes dogmatic, right? You shouldn't be worshiping somebody else or holding them up, as a false idol, really. Yeah, there's something about that for someone. Yeah, the High Priestess in reverse. See, there's some kind of energy here. It could be your own, or it could be someone you're closely connected to, or someone you admire who, yeah, I don't know about their advice so much, okay? Yeah, it feels dogmatic. They might be really ingrained and entrenched in a particular way of thinking. So if that resonates with you, maybe you want to disconnect from that person, release your energy from them, your thoughts, disconnect, don't take on their karma, yeah. And be careful of yourself too, what you're doing. I feel though like I'm speaking about somebody here who's trying to help people out of conflict, a force outside of yourself. But we have to remember that everything we encounter is a reflection point, okay? Which doesn't mean we are those people who bother us, but they come along for us to reflect. For example, if you're attracting trolls on your channel, and I'm feeling like this is actually a message here for someone, or somebody toxic is trying to connect with you, it's not that they are a reflection of where you are vibrationally. It's that they could be coming around to show you where you are vibrationally. Like, oh yeah, actually, I don't really do anything to me. It doesn't really matter. Or maybe it does trigger me a little bit and I need to think about why that is. That's what I mean by a reflection point. Okay, my phone's seriously going to die, so let's get into the rest of this. How can you heal to allow proper integration of higher dimensional energy? We have agape, which is about truth here, and alignment. What is your personal truth? There's somebody else's truth that, you've listened to or you're aware of, but what's your truth? Page of Swords. Yeah, exactly. What's your truth? There's some discovery here that you need to make about yourself. How do you determine what's true or not? How do you make that decision? Do you base it on other people's knowledge? Is it based on a feeling? Is it based on your experiences? Is it based on an intuition? Is it a combination? There's some question here about finding out what truth really means to you. Does a truth bring you into a lot, like when you find out the truth of something, do you feel more in alignment or out of alignment? And why is that? Why would this doesn't have to be you, but it's a question coming out. Like, why would someone feel more in alignment under an illusion? That's something to think about. So it's about the reflection of the truth, the Empress. Now that's the Mother card again. Whose truth are we living? Whose influence? What's their truth, right? Right? Just because they have power, just because they're abundant, just because they're beautiful, whatever, doesn't necessarily mean that they know the secrets of your internal universe, I'm hearing. That's cool. King of Swords, yeah. Okay, so how can you heal? It's a question of figuring out what your own personal truth is. If you don't really know what I mean by that, then maybe just journal about what is my personal truth and whatever comes to your mind, or maybe you want to look up that saying, like, what do we even mean when we say personal truth, right? Yeah, I feel like we could do some more work on even using that terminology. At some point, things just become catchphrases, right? So we have to really, like I was saying about language, we really have to be knowledgeable about what it is we're saying and why. Otherwise, we're living someone else's frequency and vibration and not our own. Okay, a message from the divine, the warrior. You're one tough ass, badass mofo, okay? You're a warrior here, most definitely. And look, oh my God, this is so cool. I'm seeing Taurus, and I'm also seeing the snake as Scorpio, the shedding of the skin, the rebirth. Beautiful. So this is in perfect alignment with the eclipses, with this time, is what it's telling me here, with the nodes. You are where you're supposed to be. You are learning something. I do feel like chakra cleansing could be good, or some thinking about that. Alignment here with the rainbow. I feel like you are very connected here. This is a time of spiritual enlightenment, I feel like, for whoever I'm talking to. And it's like a really wise spiritual enlightenment. It's like a workbook situation I'm hearing. Yeah. It's not like, oh, I'm going to go meditate for half an hour and then just go about my day, which is good, right? But this is like, no, I'm going to sit down and figure out what the hell is going on within me and in my relationship to others. I'm really going to come to terms with it, and I'm really going to figure things out for myself. It's like doing the heavy lifting here. 10 of Cups. Oh, 2 rainbows, guys. This is so cute. Yeah, message from the divine. Happiness is coming your way. Happiness exists within you, no matter what state you're in right now. All the things you have been through are bringing you to a higher consciousness in which happiness is a major role. It's a major part of that. I'm seeing the Lovers here. The answers you need, and this is another cliche thing, but I'm getting it, is inside of you. Yeah, there's something about looking into those cliche sayings could be interesting. Okay, let's close it out. This is so beautiful. Thank you, Spirit. I hope you enjoyed it. If it made you feel any positive emotion for even a second, I feel like that is good enough. And if it didn't, well, you know, it's not for you, I guess. Okay, let's see. Okay, we're going to closing cards here, Spirit. Closing card. Tranquility. Beautiful. And we have the Pisces symbol up there with violet. I feel like don't forget where you start, in the cave, in your tranquil space here. All right. I love you so much. I'll see you next time.